G'day everyone, cheers and welcome back to Aussie Outdoor Reviews. This video we're going to be looking at different wood types for the Ozpig. So the Ozpig, it's a great little bit of kit. It's just a little bit different to most of your outdoor cookers and camping, portable fire pits and things like that you see on the market today. And what I mean by that is a folding fire pit, you can just buy a $20 bag of wood from Bunnings on your way out camping and you can go for gold, right? And that will just go in that fire pit and it'll be right. But you can't really do that with an Ozpig. You need to buy an axe or a block splitter because those $20 bags of wood, you will need to process that wood down some to get it to burn to the Ozpig's real potential. The Ozpig is amazing. It pumps out a lot of heat, but you've got to use the right sized wood or the right sized fuel for the Ozpig. So that's what we're looking at today. Now, I've got 3 different types of fuel here. I went to Bunnings yesterday and I was able to pick up these woodfire briquettes. These were $14. These are interesting. I've never used these ones before, so I'm looking forward to giving them a go. As you can see, they come in these little briquettes. They say that they're hardwood. It looks like there's a little bit of sort of paper mache in there too, to be perfectly honest, and they're quite dense. It's quite heavy. It's surprising. Doesn't look heavy. It's definitely heavier than it looks, this bad boy. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. 10.5 kilos, $14. Not too bad. Now I also went in and picked up this packet of Samba hotlogs. Now these are 9 kilos and they're normally about $12. I'm always on the look for a bargain, you know what I mean? Like, I think we all are, right? But I sniffed this one out. It was down to $9 and then I ended up getting it for $6 because it had a broken log and it was out in the packet. So you can't go wrong there. Now, I haven't used the Samba brand before, but I've used these type of hot logs before, also bought from Bunnings, and they were pretty good. So yeah, that sort of rounds it out, and I think the first burn that we're going to do, we'll throw a couple of these wood-fired briquettes on and we'll go from there. How could I forget the redgum? My local firewood supplier is an absolute legend, Bob's Firewood in Williamstown North here in Victoria. Absolute ripper of a joint. If you're ever in the area, swing past, grab a couple of bags. So they sell redgum chips. It's a byproduct of their firewood splitting, and they're $14 a bag. You probably get about 15 kilos worth of chips, so it's a pretty good deal. You know, it's on par with the 20 kilo bags that you buy elsewhere. And it's a perfect size for the Ozpig, these chips, and it varies from smaller chips through to the bigger chips, and it's a great way to get your hardwood for the Ozpig and not having to chop it up. Now the downside with the redgum is you do also need kindling, and you will need to process that kindling down potentially a little bit, but it's pretty easy to do that. It's not the same as having to split a bag of redgum with a log splitter or something along those lines. So I'm going to kick off with the woodfire briquettes. We will get that going and we'll have a burn tonight, and then tomorrow night I'll use the Samba hot logs, and then the night after that I'll use the redgum chips. Any excuse to use the butane torch, you know what I mean? Any excuse. There we go. As you can see by the sped up footage, the briquettes have lit up well. I was a little concerned if they were going to light or not, to be honest. I still am a little bit on the fence if they'll keep going. But what I'm going to do now is just shut off the camera, crack a can and sit around and enjoy the fire for a little while. As you can see, the Briqs woodfire briquettes, they're actually pretty bloody good. They are hot. They burn really bloody hot. This is the original 3. They've broken down, and I'm going to give them 4 out of 5 for the leg hair burning capacity here. I mean, I'm pushed back about 1 meter from the pig with the door open. I feel like I need to go back a little bit more. With the door closed, it's a little bit more manageable, but I do have it horsing now with the barbecue plate open and the door open, so she's getting all the oxygen she needs. I am gonna close the door. That is the one thing I've noticed with these Briqs, woodfire briquettes. They create a lot of this ash. You really need this vented door. I think a Series 1 Ozpig would really struggle burning these because they do mound up the ash, as you can see. And that's saying if you've got a Series 1, you may just need to upgrade to a vented door if you want to use this product. So the morning after, the Briqs woodfire briquettes, you can see that there is quite a bit of ash left over for a one night burn. I did throw 4 pieces of hardwood kindling in there just because the ash pile was so intense. I knew I had to keep it burning to try and reduce that ash a touch. So I did throw in 4 pieces of hardwood kindling, but as you can see, the underneath the fire grate there, it's full of ash. On top of the fire grate at the back half of the pig, that's also full of ash. So yeah, whilst the Briqs, they burnt hot, they burnt well. Whilst there was a flame going, it was great, but as soon as that flame died down, it kind of like would push out into this ash that you can see here on the right hand side of the screen. So we're an hour in, definitely nowhere near as much heat compared to last night, but also zero ash at all. In fact, this looks like it has just taken hold, and this will be a very long burning log. So it's not going to produce, look, I don't think it's going to produce a lot of high heat, but this will burn for quite a few hours. It's already been an hour. And I'm starting to feel the heat on the front of my legs now, but I feel like a couple of these, they will last you all night, but they won't provide you with a whole heap of heat. Okay, so after an hour, I called it, enough's enough. Throw on another log, break it up. Now she's going pretty good. Pumping out a little bit of heat now. Let's see what it's like once this second log gets going. Ooh, an hour and a half and 2 Samba hot logs, and now we are cooking, folks. She's pumping out a lot of heat. Absolute beauty. Really good burn. That's a lot of heat. It's burning my fingers holding the phone here like this. And I'll be honest with you, so far, bugger all ash, and it looks like we've got a few good hours of burning left. And the morning after burning a couple of hot logs, there's not a lot left behind. A hell of a lot less compared to the Briqs wood-fired briquettes, that's for sure. Very similar to a redgum burn, in all honesty. There is a little bit of charcoal left up the back, but these are pretty clean burning. So in here, all I've got is some brown paper scrunched up that was destined to go in recycling. I've got 2 pieces of kindling either side of that, and I've got 1 piece of kindling chopped up pretty fine on top of the paper, and the rest of it is here. So 3 pieces of kindling all up. open the top, of course. One of the downsides to the kindling is you potentially have to baby it a little bit more. So I've got some really fine pieces on the go there at the moment. Then I've got sort of, you know, next size up and then next size up over that. So whereas the hotlogs and the briquettes, you kind of just set them up as per the recommendations from the manufacturer, chuck a firelighter underneath them and away you go. A little bit more work here, but as you can see, I'm going to throw the next size up kindling on now. The trick is with the Ozpig, when you're throwing your kindling on, you want to do it loosely. You want to maintain that good airflow. You definitely get a fire faster using this method than using either of the two methods we've tested previously. All dependent on the type of kindling you use though. It's got to be dry, but really dry. If you're using sticks from the garden, you're probably not going to get the same uptake, but it will go, of course. Now I'll throw on the biggest size pieces of our kindling. Great things of the Ozpig is you can load it from the top. It doesn't matter if your wood is sticking out of the top section there. And it's just started to rain, so I might close that hot plate over a little bit. Alright, so that's the redgum going. As you can probably hear, it's really starting to piss down here now, so beautiful weather. I'm going to turn off the camera, kick back, watch the fire, have a glass of wine and listen to the rain. I'll bring you back a bit later on. So after 45 minutes, you've got a nice bed of coals, perfect for cooking on or even just chilling out. So what is the best wood for your Ozpig? Well, I can tell you the best wood for my Ozpig are the redgum chips from Bob's Firewood in Williamstown North. Now, I've got a Series 1 and I've got a Series 2. I've owned Ozpigs for a long time. I've burnt a lot of fires, and let me tell you, hands down, the best fuel that I've come across have been these redgum chips. They are dry, the perfect size, a good variation of size within the bag as well. They burn long, they burn hot, they burn clean. I just can't get over how good they are. You know, in the past I've chopped all my wood down to size, or I've used a handsaw to cut down branches. You know, I've bought bags of wood from Bunnings or another hardware store and had to split it down. You know, and you do get the occasional bag from Bunnings that's not 100% dry. I haven't had that with these redgum chips. So all I can say is, you might not live near me, but you probably have got a local firewood supplier. Go and have a chat to them, go into the yard, you know, have a yarn, ask them, hey, what do you do with all the offcuts from your splitting operations? They might not sell bags, they might not know what to do with them, but all you can do is ask, right? So it's definitely worth it. They are hands down the best burning wood for the Ozpig, in my opinion. Now, a close second is the Samba hotlogs. You can tell that these are real hardwood by the way they burn. They do take a while to get going, but once they're going, they burn very, very similar to a redgum or another hardwood. So it's constant heat, they're also pretty clean burning, and they burn for a long time. They build up a nice bed of coals in the bottom of the Ozpig. In fact, I think they'd be a great way of cooking on the Ozpig, because you can use one log would be enough for a beautiful little sausage sizzle. Once you finish cooking, then load her up, get her cranking, right? I really like the Samba hot logs. I will be buying those again, and I will use them alongside with the redgum chips, and also I'll probably give cooking a go like I mentioned before. Now, third place goes to the Briqs wood-fired briquettes. The main reason? The amount of ash that they generate is insane. I have never seen anything quite like that. Now, I'm lucky that I've got a Series 2 with a vented door. If I was burning those in my Series 1, it all would have come out the front of the pig. So, be prepared for that. It's obvious that they're a softwood. They burn hot, they burn fast, they produce a lot of ash. They do have, it looks like paper mache built in. Now I've got one of them on here, on top of the redgum chips, right? And you can see that they sort of expand and they fluff out. And I had 3 of them in there, and a third of the Ozpig was filled with ash. I had to have that vented door shut. So if I hadn't had the vented door, it would have been all over the deck, it would have been all over the floor, it would have been game over, get the hose out. So be prepared that if you're going to be using, these Briqs firewood briquettes, you need to have a vented door, you need to keep it shut, just for safety's sake. Again, I'm just going to mix those in with the rest of my wood now as I go through burning through the Ozpig. Now, one disclaimer, I think earlier in the video I mentioned that the bags of redgum chips that I buy are $14. They are in fact $17. So I checked the website and they are $17. So apologies for that. I still think though that they are a very good option. In fact, it's my go-to option. It's what I buy every week. I buy a bag of them and I put a bag through the Ozpig nearly every week. Over the weekend though, I did go to a mate's place for a barbecue, and in his chimney, which I know is a different type of, fire pit, they used eco logs from a company called Eco 24/7. And I was really surprised with the heat that they threw out, how easy they were to get lit, and also how little ash they generated during the burn. So they're very similar to the Samba hot logs. They're a little bit smaller in diameter, and they come in a wheelie bin. It's like a subscription service, I think. It looks really quite good. So I will be buying a bin from Eco 24/7, and I'll be trialing that as well, and I'll give you all an update. But alright, that's it of me waffling on with garbage. So I hope you all have a great day or a great night. Crack a can, pop a cork, get your Ozpig going, and have a bloody good night. Catch ya.